much for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Hello, everybody. It's VGG and Yankee Poodle. Oh my God, you're never gonna believe who our guest is today. Maybe you'll get a little excited this time. You should, because it's your mother. Oh my God, they must have ran out of guests or something. Because today I am going to be talking to my cousin, the creator and host of Yankee Girl TV herself, Michelle Spaziano. We're kissing cousins. Yankee, you don't act excited to see your mother. Now come on, it's your mother, for crying out loud. Your dog is full of personality.
Yeah, well, he has his moments.
Okay. Well, perhaps he would like to go take a nap or something.
Probably.
Well, I had so many questions for you that I decided to write them down because you are one of my most influential guests, considering you got me this job.
Okay.
Okay. My first question would be, why do you keep having that little pipsqueak Mason on the show?
Out of all the questions you can ask me, but Gigi, that's what you want to know? Because the viewers love her. I mean, why else?
Well, why don't you have her on your segment? Because to tell you the truth, she's becoming quite the thorn in my side. And I'm getting a little sick of her.
Well, I thought maybe she could host or co-host Coffee Talk with you, since Yankee's a little too laid back.
Yankee Poodle, did you hear what your mother said? I don't think he's liking it either.
I don't think he cares.
My next question. On second thought, I had a thought.
Oh boy.
Well, maybe you could have John host Yankee Girl TV. Because you've been having him on an awful lot lately, too. Before you know it, the viewers are going to think this is the Mason and John show.
Oh my God. Now he's a...
Didn't you learn from your first experience?
He's a threat too, but Gigi, seriously? Come on. Oh my goodness.
Well, all right, let's get to the real interview now. Tell us where it all began.
Well, my sister Lena got me into the entertainment business. She was an actress and singer, and one day asked me to join a band with her called Double Trouble, and I didn't even think I could sing. I said, I can't sing, and she says, if me and Lori can, you can. And so I did, and I joined the band.
The name Double Trouble was quite fitting, I must say. Because I know her and her sisters.
Yeah, Double Trouble was quite fitting.
Okay, so what's next? As if I didn't know.
Well, after that, I mean, I joined a couple of bands after that. One was Show and Tell with Dick Gramatico, Lou Graham's brother.
Oh, I know about getting bored.
Yeah, I did. I got kind of bored after a while of all the different bands. But Dick Gramatico was in our first band, Double Trouble, too. And I just decided...
I know that feeling. I get quite bored myself sometimes on the show, you know. I am getting a little claustrophobic in the studio. You think once in a while you could get me out of here? Go do some fun stuff like you're always doing?
Do you think you could stop cutting me off and stop complaining?
You know, I think I actually fell asleep one time. I was interviewing Silly Wilson. Do you want to get down? You want to? No, you go to your mother. Okay. I was interviewing Silly Wilson one time, and he was so boring, I think I fell asleep.
Oh, nice for Gigi. That's how you treat our guests?
Let me tell you, I got news for you. He was quite entertained, just sitting next to me, flirting and drinking his whiskey.
Okay. Well,
I know how to treat my
who's
guests.
getting interviewed here? Ask me some real
Now
questions.
I lost
Come on.
track of what question I was going to ask you next.
You got a whole book over there you're reading.
I am conducting the interview. You sound like your mother. That's all that Aunt Annie did. When I talked to Aunt Annie, that's all she did was either rush me or try and control the conversation and ask the questions.
Well,
just simmer down.
I can see why.
My interview.
All you're doing is dilly-dallying over there. Let's go! Some real questions.
I'll give you dilly dale. Now, how How did you end up in Nashville?
I just chose Nashville. I wanted the big city opportunities and a laid back kind of life, and LA was crazy and so was New York, and I just thought it was a good fit. So I came down.
Your answers are kind of long too. You better beef it up or I might get bored as well. Well, that was quite brave of you, I must say. Okay, moving right along. Look, I got tons of questions for you.
Well, maybe you can let me.
What was your first job in Nashville?
Singing at Lonnie's on Printer's Alley. It was just a little country western bar and had a ball. It was a good starter job.
As if I didn't know.
Yeah, you know most of my stuff.
Well, why don't you tell us when you got your first big break?
I was going on auditions and I landed the role of a host, TV show host for Power Block on TNN and Spike TV.
I love this story. This is where it gets juicy.
It was a.
I didn't know you knew about cars.
Yeah, it was well, I knew enough. It was all about cars, automotive how-to shows. I knew enough.
Oh yeah, and I'm Fran Drescher. Close but no cigar.
Well, you sound like her.
So why'd you leave Power Block?
Well, that's kind of a long story. I mean, I was hosting the show for about...
Well, I can sum it up for you in about 2 words. Danica Patrick.
Don't go there, VGG.
I know I shouldn't laugh about that. You are my cousin. She's a job thief.
Move on, please.
Oh, get over it already. You know what? You got your own show now. You're hosting a whole nother show called Get to Know Metro. Get to Know Metro. It sounds a little boring, but maybe you could tell us about
It's not. It's a show where we talk about the ins and outs of the Metro government, and we meet some of the key figures in the government. It's interesting. It's on every Saturday night at 7 p.m. for Tennessee residents on Channel 3.
All right, enough about that. I think we should back up and talk about some juicy stuff, like the L Review. Wasn't that your show?
It was. The L Review was a musical show with the concept Nashville meets Vegas. I created it and performed
What
it.
did the L stand for? I know you said a lot of people asked you that question.
Just short for Michelle. It was just as simple as...
Well, that's a little vain.
It's not vain.
Just short for you.
Huh.
Oh. So what happened there? Lots of laughs as if I didn't know. LOL.
I'm not liking these questions for Gigi.
Well, this interview is going to be quite boring if you're not going to give up any of the juice. Any of the juicy details.
No, you're going to have to get your juice from someone else because I'm not giving up the dirt.
Oh, gory, I should say.
I agree. Definitely gory. All right, come on. This is ridiculous.
Try not to yell at me during the interview. Well, look, I'm just trying to make it as interesting as possible because maybe, maybe someday I'll just fill you in on the details myself when she's not around because apparently she ain't sharing nothing.
Maybe you won't.
So you act, you sing, you're a television show host. Oh, is there anything you don't do?
No, I'm just busy doing the stuff I love. Isn't that what it's all about?
I guess that's what it's all about. And yes, speaking of things we love to do, let me tell you, the studio, it's beautiful and all, I appreciate it, but it would be nice to get out and about sometimes and do some fun, adventurous things like you do. Why do I always have to stay cooped up in the studio? I'm getting claustrophobia in here sometimes,
People would kill to have your job, and if you stop complaining, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, you do?
I do.
What is it? I get so excited. I love surprises. What is it?
We're going back to New York to get our fortunes.
Back to New York?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Rochester.
Rochester?
To get our fortunes told. By a medium.
A future teller?
No, fortune teller.
What does the size got to do with it?
But Gigi, medium is just another word for fortune teller.
Oh. I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Maybe she'll tell you if you're going to get married.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm trying to think of the questions that I would ask a medium.
Why don't you think of the questions you should be asking me, because so far they've all been lousy.
Well, there's plenty of time for that. I'm not quite as old as you are, and maybe she'd let us do a seance. I've always wanted to do a seance. Could you imagine?
No.
I wonder who would come back and talk to me.
I don't want any part of that.
What messages they would have for me. Oh my God, maybe we could talk to Elvis Presley.
I don't want any part
Maybe
of that.
we could talk to Elvis Presley.
Opening myself up to spirits. You guys have a ball with that. But anyways, we're going to get my mom's friends and her friend that's a medium together.
I think that's all my questions. We thank you so much for being on the show.
Okay.
You're so cute.
So are you. Sometimes.
Alright, give everybody a wave. See you later. Until next time on Coffee Talk, hopefully I'll be out of the studio for a change. Michelle Spaziano, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you serious? That was a joke, VGG. That stunk.